Happy Earth Day to you. 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 Happy Earth Day! And if you're watching this on a different day, still happy Earth Day, because every day is Earth Day, even if we go extinct. And I'm being serious. Scientists say we're in the midst of the 6th mass extinction, human caused, and we have about a decade to reverse the damage before it's too late to go back in our tracks. So I made this video to give you guys information on things we can do at home right now during the pandemic and after the pandemic to lower our individual carbon footprints, because that is the biggest, most impactful way we can reverse the climate change and save our future. Don't worry, I'm only going to give you tips that are going to benefit you directly, short-term and long-term, in terms of saving you money, benefiting your health, saving you time, just things that are going to come right back around to you. But in the long run, we really have to work together and think more of a collective manner than individualistically, because that love and that compassion for our neighbors is going to save us eventually. So not everybody's perfect. As you can see, I have a light on back there in the closet, which I'm not currently using because that is our temple and we have that light on at all times, but we make up for that in many other ways around the house, and I'll show you guys today. Choose plant-based as much as possible. This includes your diet, clothing, interior decor, everything. Going vegan can reduce your carbon emissions by 60%, but even taking a day at a time can reduce them greatly. A pound of meat can use more water than 6 months of showering, whereas dropping a serving a week can equate to 500,000 cars off the road. Reduce your consumption and waste. Try to think minimalism. Less is more. For example, when you're sitting on a plane, instead of collecting plastic cup after plastic cup after plastic cup, just take one reusable cup and ask them to fill that cup up. We're already producing so much carbon emissions by sitting on that plane, and we don't need to get into this endless cycle of consumption. I'm just kidding. This is my water bottle. We reuse whatever we can around the house, so reuse and repurpose. Recycle by selling, donating, trading, and buying used. This top is donated by my mom, and these pants are bought from a vintage store in Camden Town, London. Grow your own food at home. Eat local and organic, and compost. Reuse and repurpose. Thank you for being so beautiful and smelling and tasting so good. Speak to plants and spread your carbon dioxide to them, even if it's super weird, because the world needs more good carbon, which comes from our bodies, and less bad carbon. If you think about supply and demand, we as consumers have the most say and power in how corporations and companies run, and in turn how the world runs, because either we can choose to spend our money on products that are sustainably sourced, or we can choose to spend our money on products that are damaging the environment. So vote with your wallet. Instead of using fossil carbons such as plastic bags that are poisoning our earth and our internal health, use alternatives such as biodegradables, pet waste pickup bags. Sign up with an alternative energy company, which should reduce your carbon footprint by about 15%, which is huge, and save you tons of money. It seems complicated, but anyone with an electricity bill can do this, and it should be pretty simple. Just look up which renewable energy sources are the best in your area and go from there. Unplug and turn off unused power. And water. Hand wash and air dry your dishes and clothes. Unless you have a full load, then it's probably best to use the washer to save water. Use lower energy by setting your washer to cold. Get your home insulated and or set your thermostat to being warmer in the summer and cooler in the falls, and it should save you about 30% on your bills. Invest in energy efficient light bulbs such as CFLs and LEDs, which do take a minute to brighten up the room fully, but they save money in the long run. Carpool or rideshare, and use public transportation. Hey, can you please measure my bulk chickpeas? I brought my own container.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Always bring your own containers to the store. The EcoFriendly mouthwash, toothpaste, and floss. Thank you. Thank you. And can I also take the bulk almond milk? Oh! Yeah. Always buy in bulk whenever possible. Here you go, thanks. Thank you. Oh, you don't need to bag those up. I brought my own bag. Thank you so much. Have a good one. So I hope these basic little tips are easy to incorporate into everybody's lives. They should be, and there's so much more we can do, and I will make videos on that later. You know, everything starts somewhere, and we have to be the change that we want to see in the world. We can't depend on the government, on corporations. We have to demand change from them, but we have to do our part as citizens, and we have to spread awareness to everybody in our lives, because it's so important. If we want a livable, thrivable future, we have to do our part. It's similar to how we're all trapped at home around the world right now during the pandemic, how every single one of us has to stay home or away from crowds to stop the virus from spreading. It's that same way that we have to change the world, is working together. Every single one of us has a part to play. We were literally put on this earth from the dirt, the water, the sun, the air, and we came up, evolved, and we are magical creatures. We are magical beings with brains and wisdom and beautiful hearts and such a beautiful species. We were put on this earth to benefit it, but as a modern society, we have forgotten our roots, and we tend to be kind of like pests in the garden of earth, and we're producing way too much carbon. So now we have to step back and think, am I producing good carbon? Am I offsetting my bad carbon? And we really have to live differently, be more mindful and respectful, and care about not just our immediate individual wants and needs, but our long-term needs. We're truly powerful beings. One person has the power to change the world or destroy it, and as a collective society, we have the power to move waves. It's all really, you have to think, which side are you on? Do you want to save it, or do you want to help destroy it? And I know it's not intentional. No person is thinking, I want to destroy the earth. But we have to bring awareness into ourselves about what is happening, what can be done, and what we can do to go in a positive direction and not downhill into extinction like we've already caused so many species. So if you choose the option of helping save the world, I'm challenging you to choose at least 5 things from these tips and incorporate them into your lives, and take pictures, videos, show your friends, your family, the people within your reach online of the positive decisions and actions you are taking for a better future, and hopefully inspire them to do the same, because that is another great way that we can come together, is through spreading the word, spreading awareness, and giving that light off to someone else. So, which side are you on?